Alright guys, here's a story for you. We're doing an op and I turned to a bullet sponge. I was unconscious when I finally got put on the bird. We made it to our base and I was good to go back and be reinserted. So on that way, as you can see, we took some extensive damage to the bird and had to make an emergency landing. Our pilot in this scenario, Ouija, being the expert that he is, manages to put the bird down. We're all nice and safe, and we moved to take cover as we were taking indirect fire from the Russians. We touched down and everyone's okay. We had a small squad that I was returning to of 3 guys who did see relatively where we touched down and were headed in our direction, so we had backup. And then we began the procedures to destroy the bird that was now unusable. And as a result, of course, had to be destroyed. So here's where it all kind of starts to turn into a nightmare. We fall back, take cover in our trees, and we were just going to hunker down until the other 3 members in the squad that had seen where we went down was going to come over, and we just see what we were going to do from there. In that downtime where we're waiting, the pilot, Ouija, takes a peek at his map and finds something that is slightly disturbing. Be advised, everybody, we are in a minefield. I repeat, we have somehow touched down, ran 10 meters to cover, and now we know we are in a minefield. So everyone stop moving immediately. So at this point, True Blood gets cold feet. He doesn't like being all there, by the beach all by himself. Putting your feet in the sand was fun, but he'd rather hang out with his buddies. But now that there's a minefield between him and us, not that it wasn't there before, but that it's known now, he's kind of in a pickle. So his plan was to start slowly, and here we can see what happens when walking slowly, how walking slowly through a minefield affects you versus just sprinting through it like we had been doing. So at this point, Ouija and I just can't contain ourselves anymore. It's just so unbelievable that we could just run through a minefield like this, and within seconds after finding it out, the first casualty happens. And he was just planning on walking back to us the same way he came. He was so sure that he knew exactly the route he took. And then not even half a step, and he's already down for the count. Now also, I need to mention, all these guys running around, they were informed it is a minefield, but clearly it's working, so I guess it's just, we don't need metal detectors, we don't need a keen eye, we just need to be ignorant, is that the right word? And just haul ass through the minefield and we'll be okay. The second you're cautious, something's gonna go wrong. Now at this point we realize that True Blood miraculously survived. He is up again, and we're being led out of the minefield by someone, I won't name names, but someone who, quote, has the gift of detecting mines. So let's see how that goes. Unfortunately, we don't have sound. I really wish we did. It was a problem with my shadow play, but I think I have it fixed now, so even though something this great will never happen again, it will have sound if it does. So since we don't have sound, no sort of filler, I'm just going to skip ahead to the good part. We have like a 2-man team that starts headed up to the road. We know that there's, of course, not going to be mines on top of the road. So they're scouting ahead. They just say screw spacing, and they're basically got their arms around each other's shoulders as they're approaching the road. And the timing in all of this was just so perfect. I checked down to True Blood, and then I looked back up to keep trying to cover them. And I won't spoil it, but this happens. So now for casualties, the mines have claimed True Blood, and a second mine has gotten a 2-for-1 deal. So we're still not out of the minefield. The mines are doing their jobs very well so far. So now after double tapping True Blood, McSwain is going to go out and check on his 2 guys. Let's see how that goes. So obviously not so good. It results in a 4th casualty and a 5th sort of because now, as you can see in one moment, my injuries are very extensive. So we work to patch myself up, and the next chapter goes on. So now, after tens of packets of gauze, we decide we're going to just work our way to the road because we're just sitting ducks out there in the minefield. So True Blood takes point, and this time I'm not taking any chances. I'm going to wait for some serious spacing. I let him get all the way to the bird, and then I'm going to start walking right behind him. Or not, because as we've learned, minefields are just problematic. Even if you're walking the exact same route that someone else took and didn't get blown up, you're still probably going to get blown up. So we work our way up to him to do what we can, and we continue. But True Blood has a pretty smart idea. He asks me if I have any nades, and we use those to blow up some mines, some extra mines that we can get out on the way up to the road, which is what we do before we continue, or I continue marching because I took point after that. So I pop off my nades. Seems the road is clear, and I work my way up to the street. Finally, we have made it to freedom. We are safe, and now we can see what to do next. Psych! You're an idiot if you thought True Blood wasn't going to just place one last mine in the road, basically, to screw us over in our escape attempt. This has been the funniest and the most frustrating thing I've ever experienced in Arma. I wish we had audio of this. It would be unbeatable. 18th ABCT. God damn it.